So, it's time for another Espresso mail call. I've got a bunch of boxes and envelopes that I've gotten over the last couple of months, but more importantly, I found one of the Batman key comics that I've been looking for a good grade at a good price for, I'd say, a year and a half at least. And just got it from Infinity Comics on Hip Comics. You're going to want to stay tuned for this video. Anachronic. Hi comic book guys and gals, I'm Joe and welcome to Anachronic Comics. Now I really want to get to that Infinity slab, but like all good things, one must wait. So let's take a look at some of these other things I got in the mail over the last couple of months. This first one was a Facebook marketplace seller, I believe. And let's see what we got here. Oh, this is a comic book that I just came across when I was looking for something else. And it just looks so very cool. I wanted to pick up a copy. It's a 50 who made DC great, suddenly 50 years later. So it was a 50th anniversary book for DC, all right, that goes through the different creators, publishers, etc. that worked for DC over the first 50 years. So I haven't looked through this book yet, but it just intrigued me, so I thought I'd pick up a copy, and here it is. Next one was an eBay sale. More tape on the inside. Should have expected that. One, two. Let's see, I should be able to open it with just three, I hope. Three. Oh yeah. Rob Fatstacks, this is for you. Now I do have a couple of these, or one of these, but I came across this one in decent shape for a decent amount of money. You gotta watch Rob Fatstacks of comics. I mean, he has some great comics. He and I both love the old science fiction type of covers, especially the painted ones. This one here is Magnus Robot Fighter, 25-cent comic book. Not sure there's a number on this thing. I don't see it, but that's a great cover, huh? I always thought his superhero uniform was somewhat weird. You know, it's got kind of like a tank top-ish type of thing, although it's got shoulders on it, and he's wearing shorts and boots. So, interesting combination. Put that over here. Next one was also an eBay sale. Looks like it's set up the same way. Oops. Let's get my trusty dusty Reggie Collects blade. Same thing with three. So get it out. Oh, this is from Atomic Comics. I bought from them before. Let's do it this way for now. And let's see. Oh. All right. As many of you know, I'm putting together a run or collection of Captain Carrot comic books, and because I'm a Roy Thomas fan, and this was a Roy Thomas collection for DC. So Captain Carrot appeared in a number of Teen Titans editions, and this is one of them. All right, so I picked this one up, and at some point in time I'll show them all once I have the whole collection. All right, there it is. It's Teen Titans number 31, and if you see at the top here, it says Whatever happened, oops, let's see, there you go. Whatever happened to Captain Carrot? Okay. So, part of the Captain Carrot collection. Next one, also an eBay sale. All right. Let's see. I might be able just to pull this one out. Yep. Okay. He's over here. He's got a. Oh, there was a card. Oh, Galaxy of Comics, which I bought from them before. All right, Galaxy of Comics. List this one as fine. All right, so this one is Marvel Comics, Amazing Spider-Man number 357 with the Punisher on the cover. So nothing special about this, just the cover I liked. So in order to speed things along, I took everything out that I've left out of the boxes already. So first one was an eBay sale, and there were 2 comic books. Showcase number 58, Enemy Ace. I do have a episode of the Comics Mom Let Me Keep where I talk about my Showcase comics, and if I see one in that genre from the 1960s, I'll pick it up. So this is one. The other one is also in another episode of the Comics My Mom Let Me Keep. I had put down I had shown my copies of Marvel Collector's Item Classics, and this is number 10, which I did not have. So I picked this one up. Also, I just sent in Crisis on Infinite Earths numbers 1, 7, and 8 for Marvel from Signature to CGC. And so I was looking around to try to pick up raw copies of 1, 7, and 8 because I do have the entire run, and I wanted to have that run in the raw copy state. And so I did see this for a decent price, and it's actually in pretty good shape. Maybe in better shape than the one I sent to CGC. But I picked this one up. And finally, again, in an episode of the Comics Mom Let Me Keep, the Spider-Man edition, there were 2 of them. The John Romita part, I had Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, I forget the exact number, but I'll put it below, where Mary Jane makes her first appearance. And the comic was in poor shape, ripped, all that. It had gotten ripped by the post office on the way home. I always kept it all these years because the panel where Mary Jane makes her first appearance was in good shape, so I kept that. I've been looking for a good raw copy, but either people ask too much for it or the copy is in really poor shape, even poorer than the comics that I kept, which I didn't keep bagged and bordered or anything like that because nobody did that in those days. So I managed to pick up Marvel Tales number 31, which reprints that entire story. So those are the raw comics that I have. Now on to the piece de la résistance. So as I mentioned, there was this key, along with some others. There's a DC guide that I've been looking for. I knew a 9.8 was just a little bit too much money, so I was looking for something, maybe in the 9 or so range that I can get for a good price, something below fair market value and recent sales. And I was able to find this on Hip Comics, on the Infinity Comics site. It was kind of an interesting auction. I had put in pretty much what I wanted to spend on it, and I happened to get it for exactly that amount. As it got towards the end, somebody kept on bidding up and actually put in the same amount that I did. But since mine was first, I assumed that's why I got it. So I lucked out on it, got it for a good price, and can't wait to open it up. Whoops. There's some peanuts in here. So hold on. I'm going to go black and come back. So it took me a little bit longer because there was literally about 100 layers of bubble wrap on there. So it's strewn all over the floor here. So I decided to get that off before I came back. So here it is, guys. Here is the slab. Okay, so here it is, guys. The Batman Adventures number 12 from 1993. And this one, let's see if we can get that clear out. This one is signed by Bruce Timm. It was signed by Bruce Timm on March 28th, 2015. It's got white pages and it's a 9.0. All right. So this is one that I've always wanted. I got some facsimiles of it, but I definitely wanted to try to pick this one up. And when I saw this one signed by Bruce Timm at a reasonable price, at least my max bid was my reasonable price, and I just managed by a hair to get it, it made me very happy. So that's it. That's some mail that I've gotten over the space of the last couple of months. And I knew this was coming, so I was waiting for this to get in before I showed them all to you. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. It only takes a second, and it really helps the channel. Be well, and I'll see you soon.